Hey, what's going on? I want to teach you how to play Take You at Your Word by Cody Carnes. It's written by Cody Carnes, Ben Hastings, and Aiden King. It's a fun, energetic song. It's in 12/8, and it's just super fun to play and lead. Let's jump in. All right, let's talk about the ingredients for this song. It's in the key of D. Everybody knows a D. And the time signature is 12/8. If you're not familiar with 12/8, it is a cousin of common time, 4/4, and it's a division of 4 beats in a measure, but the underlying subdivision of beats is 12/8 notes. Let me explain if you're not familiar already. So normal 4/4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 12/8 is, again, 12/8 notes in groups of 3, or triplets. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a lot. You're still feeling it as 4/4, or counting it in 4, but you're feeling it with those triplet subdivisions. So it's like like that, okay? And for the purposes of establishing a tempo, we'll just think of it in terms of 4/4, and to get it to the right speed, we'll call it 115 beats a minute. So it sounds like this: 2, 3, 4. With the triplets, like so. That's our tempo, that's our feel throughout the entire song. Very upbeat, pretty fast paced. Now, for the chords, we've got D, obviously. You know what, and before I continue, let me point something out. On all the chords in this song, you can keep these 2 strings pressed down all the time. 2nd fret, 3rd string, right there. And then 3rd fret, 2nd string, makes this nice 5th of the key of D. You can keep these 2 down the entire time. Let me show you. So for D, we start there. That's our home chord, our 1 chord. You've got an A over C sharp, which you can play like this. So again, keep these here, and then take your pinky. You good with your pinky? You're gonna need it. And hit this 4th fret, 5th string, that note, and play this chord. Ooh, actually, you want to make sure you mute that D string, like so. Looks funny, but sounds great. You can even leave this high E string droning out. It adds a nice suspended flavor to it. That's your A over C sharp. And then you've got a B minor, which I typically always play like this. Just put my 2nd finger, my 1st finger, 2nd fret, 5th string for the root note. And then I still keep these guys pressed down, B minor. And then you've got a G2, which the 2 comes from this note in the chord, but there's your root note on top. And again, you can leave this droning out, G2. Then you got an A add 4, A suspended. So that would be like so. Just take your 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th string on the D string, right there. Again, keeping these 2 guys locked in. There's your A suspended, or A add 4. You've also got a D over F sharp, which you just take your 1st finger, put it up on the 2nd fret, top string, like so. I like to use my thumb. You can use your thumb if you want, it's up to you. And I believe those are all the chords that we're gonna need in our song. So again, D, A over C sharp, B minor, G2, A suspended, D over F sharp. Those are our chords. Let's get into the intro. Let's talk about the intro. We've got a D, an A over C sharp, and a G2. And at the top of the song, the whole band's coming in, so it's really strong. Here's how it sounds at tempo. 2, 3, 4. D, A over C sharp, G2. Again. Stop. Now, this way, I'm just accentuating the quarter notes, keeping good time. If you want to try your hand at getting those rhythmic subdivisions, those groups of triplets underneath, you can do that, and it will certainly sound cooler. More driving. But in order to do that, it's probably best to start with an upstroke and then accentuate the backbeat. I'll do it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like that. That took me a while to kind of get the hang of. But once I could kind of get comfortable with playing that way throughout the entire song, it makes a big difference. You don't have to play that subdivision throughout the entire song, but it's helpful to practice it, so in those really energetic moments when there's a build, you can just go. You can really just drive it home. Anyway, that's your intro. Let's take a look at verse 1. So we're in verse 1. The intro was big, full band. It comes down just a little bit to kind of a 4 on the floor feel with the kick drum for verse 1, and the acoustic guitar needs to really match what the drums are doing. So again, the drums are going boom, boom, boom. Your word is a lamp unto my feet, right? Like that. And if you're playing acoustic in that context with a band, then you'll want to accentuate that as well. Your word is a lamp unto my feet. Your way is the only way for me. And that's verse 1. The next thing is the pre-chorus, which has the same feel, but you're going to add some new chords. So let's take a look at that. Pre-chorus. Again, we're coming out of the verse, and it's the same dynamic feel. We're just accentuating the quarter notes, right, with the kick drum, but we're going to be adding in our new chords. So the pre-chorus starts off like this. It's a narrow road, the B minor, that leads to life, A suspended, but I want to be on it, G, and then you repeat that again. It's a narrow road, B minor, but the mercy's wide, A suspended, cause you're good on your promise, G. And then we get into the chorus. Here it is at tempo. 2, 3, 4. B minor, A suspended, G, and then hold it out. Take you at your word. Yeah, hold out that last chord out going into the chorus. Let's check that out. Here we are at the first chorus. Our energy level is coming up, kind of at the same level it was at the intro. And to start off, we've got a D. Take you at your word, D. If you said it, A over C sharp, I believe it, G2. Seeing how good it works, D. If you started A over C sharp, you'll complete it, G. Take you at your word. That's our first chorus. Here it is at tempo. Again, energy is up. You can keep accentuating those quarter notes. If you're brave, then you can hit that triplet strum to give it some more energy. Let's try it out. 2, 3. Take you at your word. said it, I believe it. Seeing how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take with the triplets. Fun. Seeing how good it works. Started, you'll complete it. Take you at your word. Boom. Okay. Something I want to point out is that you don't have to just play downstrokes. You don't have to just play the busy eighth notes. There is a way to play it kind of in between, like this, with quarter notes, and then you can just kind of hit a little eighth note before you hit the downbeat for the next one. That way you still get that rhythmic 12/8 feel in there just a little bit. Try it out. Quarters, hear that? Check, good shot, check, good shot, check, good shot. That way you can still get that energy level up, kind of halfway between quarter notes and the full 12/8. Let's get into the turnaround and the second verse. Okay, we're through with our first chorus and we're at turnaround going into verse 2. The turnaround after the first chorus is just like the intro. D, A over C sharp, G. You only play that one time through. When you get to verse 2, just like verse 1, same chords, the band is hitting that first chord and letting it ring. We call that, in the Nashville system, a diamond. So hit a diamond on the first chord of the second verse, and then another diamond on that A over C sharp. And then when you hit the G, band comes in, you're back in the groove. All the way through the end of the verse. Here it is at tempo. I'll start with the turnaround and then go straight into verse 2. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Turn. Verse 2. You spoke and the chaos fell in mine. I know I've seen it in my life. And that's verse 2. The pre-chorus that follows it is just like the pre-chorus after verse 1, and then we're back into another chorus. So let's check out that section. We are at our second chorus, which is going to be a double chorus. It's just like the first chorus, just repeat it. Not going to show you that because you know how that goes. Go back to the first chorus, learn how to play it, and just play it twice after verse 2, after pre-chorus 2, excuse me. What I really want to focus on right now, though, is the turnaround after the second chorus. So the first turnaround after verse 1 is just like the intro. D, A over C sharp, G. That's the first turnaround. The turnaround after the second chorus is a different set of chord changes. It starts on a B minor, and then goes to an A suspended. And then it does a quick pickup from a D over F sharp to a G. Here's how it sounds at tempo, but slowed down. 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor, A suspended, D over F sharp, G. It's pretty fast. And honestly, if you don't play that as the acoustic player, it'll be just fine. It's mainly for the bass player to hit this passing F sharp on the way to the G. I'll do it again slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor, A suspended, D over F sharp, G. And see how fast that is? Again, you don't have to play that. Just go straight to the G if you want to. But here's how it would sound at tempo if you want to know. 2, 3, 4. It's quick. If you want to do it, kudos to you. The way that I would execute that is, again, you're keeping these two fingers down on the main notes of your D chord. But for that D over F sharp, I hit it with my thumb, and then I hit the G with my middle finger. You don't have to do that. I'm an overachiever, so I try to figure out a way to do it. Again, that note's mainly for the bass player. So again, turn around after chorus 2, B minor, A, suspended, G. With the passing chord, B minor, A suspended. There you go. Anyway, you do that chord progression twice before you go into the bridge. Let's take a look at that. We have made it to our bridge of the song, halfway through. Now the feel for this, it's kind of a breakdown. The drums start doing this that triplet drag kind of feel. And this, every time we get to this point in the song, it feels like it could just fall apart at any moment because of the sort of instability of the boom. You gotta have a super good timekeeper for your drummer to be able to follow along and get back to beat 1. Now, as the acoustic player, you can help with this not by playing that triplet rhythm, but actually just playing quarter notes. I'll explain. Let's take a look at our chords though. So for our bridge, we've got a G. Here's regular G, and then of course the G I showed you at the beginning. G, you said your love will never give up. Here's a B minor, quick one, and then an A suspended. You said your grace is always enough. D over F sharp, and then back around to those same set of chords. G, B minor, A suspended, D over F sharp, brings you back around. So every other chord, which in the sequence, which in this case would be the B minor and the D over F sharp, those are what's called passing chords. So you spend most of the measure playing one chord. You said your love would never give up. So it hits on, if you're counting it right, beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Actually, no, I'm sorry, beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I've heard that right, you give G a whole measure, and then you split the next measure evenly between the G and the B minor. And then you do that same division for the A. You give A a whole measure, and then you split the next measure, A, D over F sharp, and that brings you back around to the top of the cycle. Now, what I was saying about being able to be a good timekeeper for yourself and for the rest of the band as the acoustic player is while the drummer is playing da 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 da, you can just play the quarter notes like this. It's not the same rhythm, but it actually complements and supports the ga ga go ksh, that shaky triplet feel of your drummer. Here's how it is at tempo. 2, 3, 4. You said your love would never give up. You said your grace is always enough. You said your heart never forget or forsake me. If you just concentrate on those quarter notes, your band and vocalists will thank you. Anyway, that's the progression for bridge 1, bridge 2, and then you repeat bridge 1 and bridge 2, and just raise up the energy level for the repeats of those, and then just building on the last bit of bridge 2. Da, 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 da. You can even do that. You can get your eighth notes in there for the repeat of bridge 2. You said I'm safe. You saw me yours. You said my future is full of your hope. You could do that if you're brave. But anyway, that's bridge. And after that is kind of a little breakdown chorus, and then we're kind of on our way home. Let's check it out. All right, we've made it through that very treacherous bridge in the song, and we've landed safely at a breakdown chorus. The drums are doing something similar to verse 1, where it's just 4 on the floor. And you can match that as well with your quarter note rhythm. Take you at your word. D, A over C sharp, G. Seen how good it works. Start it, you'll complete it. Let it ring, take you at your word. Back to the full band, right? For the repeat of the chorus, big energy, climax of the song. And then the turnaround after that last chorus is kind of a combination of the first turnaround in the song and the second turnaround after the second chorus. First half starts off with the D, 2, 3, A over C sharp, and then G. And the second half starts on the B minor, right here. And then the A suspended, and then the G. Take you at your D. Now normally, in our context, at my church, we just end it right there. We do kind of a crash and burn ending right there. On the recording that this comes from, on Cody Carnes' live recording, they extend that crash and burn over a set of chord changes. Hit the D, and then A over C sharp, they're just kind of going nuts. G, and then a B minor, and then another A over C sharp, and then a G, big G, just to go hog wild, nuts, crash and burn in. I don't know if we've ever done that when we've led this song. Just never felt right. If you want to do it, go right ahead. Make it epic. Anyway, that's Take You at Your Word by Cody Carnes. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Check it out, the channel, for some more. See you then.